Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian lad, and this time I come to you with a movie that isn't any part of Marvel or DC. That's right, I watched Christopher Nolan's Inception at 0.25x speed and found 26 new details that you may or may not have seen before. So without any further ado, let's begin. Number 1. Inside the second layer of the dream, which is the hotel level, Ellen Page's character Ariadne is wearing a tight bun because they didn't want to have to figure what her hair would look like in zero gravity. It's difficult to know how long hair would behave in low gravity and is very expensive to animate. Therefore, females in low gravity or space movies tend to have short hair or hair tightly wrapped in a bun. Number 2. In the movie, we learn that Dom Cobb's totem is a spinning top. Should he spin the top and it topples over, he's awake. But if it continues to spin, then he's still dreaming. Now the movie ends with a huge cliffhanger, where we don't know if Cobb's spinning top is gonna spin forever or stop at a certain point, because the movie ends abruptly before anything happens. So we don't know for sure whether this was a dream or real. This was a matter of huge debate which drew a lot of fan theories, but it can be ended by looking at the wedding ring Cobb is wearing. In the real world, he has no ring, whereas the ring is always there in the dreams, and in the final scene he has no ring, so this happy ending is in fact a reality. Also, Michael Caine let it slip that any scene that he is in is indeed inside the reality. Nolan was actually upset Caine shared this information because Nolan wanted the audience to perceive the ending as they seem fit. Number 3. When Cobb is shooting the guards with a silenced pistol, he catches the expanded shell casings, not letting it fall to the floor to avoid detection from the other guards. Number 4. When we get introduced to the character of Yusuf for the first time, we see a cat licking some sort of a container belonging to Yusuf. Now later in the scene, the cat is sleeping, which makes perfect sense because Yusuf makes sedatives. Number 5. The room that Dom and Maul spend their anniversary in is number 3502. Now earlier in the film, the train that invaded the first dream level also has the same number 3502. Number 6. The hotel scenes are one of the most talked about scenes in Hollywood, but did you know that almost none of it were done using CGI? Number 7. When Arthur enters the room with the floating bodies, the operator's voice can be heard because the phone receiver has floated away from the cradle. Number 8. The blanket in this bed is not floating, but the pillow is. That's because the hotel staff tend to tuck blankets very tightly, and therefore the blanket didn't levitate in the air like the pillow. Number 9. If you take the first letters of the main characters' names and put them together, it spells dreams. And if you add the first letters of Peter, Ariadne, and Yusuf, it becomes Dreams Pay, which is exactly how they make their living as a mind thief. Number 10. In the first level of the dream, which is the city, the state's nickname on the license plate can be seen, which reads the alternate state. Number 11. As we know, the architect that Dom hires to design the mazes in the dreams is named Ariadne. Now in the Greek mythology, Ariadne was a princess associated with mazes and labyrinths. Number 12. When we see Eames on screen for the first time, he loses his last chips, yet he then cashes out 2 entire stacks. These are forgeries, and that's why Cobb picks one up and says, "Your spelling hasn't improved, how's your handwriting?" To which Eames replies, "Versatile," indicating his forging abilities.
Your spelling hasn't improved.
Piss off.
How's your handwriting?
It's versatile.
Good.
Number 13. The hotel bar napkin from the dream says the name of the hotel, which reads Hotel Valfierno. It's a reference to Eduardo de Valfierno, an Argentine conman who allegedly masterminded the theft of the Mona Lisa in 1911, although there is no proof that he actually existed. Number 14. Inside the limbo, Dom and Maul created their own world, but notice the block of sandcastle that they knocked down is projected in the background as well. Number 15. Before the famous hallway fight, Arthur is shown closing the briefcase that holds the machine. He closed it so that it doesn't get damaged when the gravity of the hotel begins to go crazy. Now notice the wires perfectly fit through the holes in the case. This confirms that during pre-production, Christopher Nolan and his team paid attention to this detail. Arthur closing the case was always on the script, and that's why they made a custom briefcase with holes on it. Number 16. The song by Edith Piaf plays to wake up the characters from a dream. In the song, she sings about leaving the past behind. This symbolizes Cobb's need to let go of the idea of his wife, who holds him back throughout the film. Number 17. When Dom was testing if Ariadne is good enough or not, he told her to make a maze in 2 minutes that takes a minimum of 1 minute to solve. And after failing twice, this third and last maze that Ariadne designed is entirely insoluble. Number 18. At the beginning of the movie, Cobb leaves the train early saying, "I don't like trains."
I'm getting off at Kyoto. Why, he's not gonna check every compartment. Well, I don't like trains.
Later, we learn that his reluctance to be on a train comes from how he and Maul escaped their limbo by making a train kill them and waking them up in the real world. Number 19. Christopher Nolan is a fan of Satoshi Kon and his work. Nolan took visual inspiration from the movie Paprika for using in Inception, and here you're looking at some of the more visual similarities between this movie and Paprika. Number 20. The title of the movie never appears in the beginning, but appears 3 times during the end credits roll. Once at the beginning, again after the main actors and developers, and once more at the very end. Now if you think about it, the movie begins as if we are already in the middle of the story. We don't know how DiCaprio's character ended up in this ocean, so we don't really know how this movie started, just like we never know how most of our dreams began. And every time the title comes on at the end, the music speeds up a bit, as if the audience themselves is coming out of a dream. Number 21. Just before Yusuf ditches the van, he briefly gives the finger to the dude trying to kill them. Number 22. Before Fisher enters the room with the safe, his radio starts to crackle up, so he quickly turns it off to avoid alerting any guards that might be in the room. And because he switched off his radio, Ariadne was unable to warn him about Maul approaching him from behind.
Someone else in there.
Fisher, it's a trap. Get out.
If he hadn't turned off his radio, Ariadne could have easily warned him, and he wouldn't have got shot by Maul. Number 23. After getting lost in limbo, Saito builds the same room that Cobb's original architect created during the beginning of the film. Number 24. As we already know, the chemist is named Yusuf, which is the Arabic word of Joseph, who had the gift of explaining dreams. He was sold out by his brothers to slavery, but through his gift of dream interpretation, he helped the king to prepare for the disaster of the 7 lean years, and was rewarded as a result. The story is well explained in the Holy Quran as well as in the Bible. Number 25. Now this detail is kind of like a trivia that I'm sure will blow your mind. The running time of the movie on Blu-ray is exactly 8,888 seconds. Number 26. Fisher gives random numbers for a combination he doesn't know.
Right now! 528491.
The random numbers appear again as the blonde's phone number, the hotel room numbers, and eventually the combination to his father's safe. So when they force Fisher to confess the combination, some of us may think, okay, there's something down there that's locked, and our hero needs the combination. But there is no safe, nothing is there to steal. They're not there to take, they're there to plant an idea. So you may ask, why did they force Fisher to come up with the combination for the safe? It's because they're creating in his subconscious that something somewhere is locked away. Initially, Fisher himself also thought there is no magic safe, which is true and correct, but notice what happens 2 dreams later. His subconscious sees a safe next to his dying father and goes, oh, here's the safe and I know the combination for that. It's because Dominic incepted him into thinking there's a magic safe. Therefore, Robert Fisher now not only believes there's a magic safe, but he also believes he knows the combination to open that safe. And with that, I'll end today's video, and I hope you enjoyed this different sort of flavor in my channel, which if you lads support, then I will bring more often. Now if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up and grab the subscribe button if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram to get updates about my channel. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.